All right. So let's go over real quick. What does the C stand for? The E.
Evidence.
And the R.
Reason.
Who can explain to me real quickly what a claim is?
What you believe is true.
What you believe is true. So outside of that can also be the answer you're giving for a question. So I can ask the question, what is air made up of? And your claim could be something like, it is made up of a mixture of gases. Pretty short, simple, to the point. That's what we want for our claim. If your claim is more than a sentence, you're doing it wrong. Okay? Does that make sense to everybody? Moving on. What is evidence? What is evidence? Something that backs up your claim. If we want to be a little more in-depth on that, we can say data or information that backs up our claim.
I'm live on my
That's
book.
evidence. And finally, what is the purpose of reasoning? Where are we doing the reasoning? Someone has an answer. Someone has an answer.
Evidence supports the claim.
Explains how the evidence supports the claim. So our evidence isn't something like, it's because we need different gases to live so that the air must be made with multiple gases. Our evidence is we need multiple gases to live. The reasoning is going to explain that. Since we breathe in multiple gases that we need for life, therefore the air must be made up of multiple gases. We're taking the information we found and connecting it to our claim. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, so what we're going to be doing for the next little bit is we're going to be writing some CERs over evidence of evolution. So if you go into the calendar for it's on tomorrow's, it's called Evolution CERs on Canvas. You'll pull up, there's a big document, it's a slideshow, where you can type into these. You'll make a copy. Each of you will be answering each of these questions. I want everyone to pull this up and start reading through number 1. I want you to read through that information because I don't want to read out loud. Because like I said, I had a lot of drainage this morning. My throat's not feeling great. Okay? With that being said, yes.
What did the times mean over there on the board?
That's how long we were doing, we were into the video the other day, the documentary.
Oh,
I just haven't erased it because I haven't needed the space. So we're going to pull this up on there. We're going to get ready to answer these questions. Go ahead and read through number 1. Read through number 1. There are no staples in here.
That'll work.
All right. So we've read through that information. We are given a question to try CER about. That question is based on the illustration to the right, so this guy right here, which of the layers lived most recently? Which of the layers have organisms that live most recently? So what would our claim be there? Is it A, B, or C? A. Our claim would be something like layer A has had the organisms that lived most recently. It's short, sweet, answers the question. Does that make sense to everybody? Evidence. What evidence do we have for why layer A is most recent?
Because it's the highest layer.
It's the highest layer. It's the most recent one. It makes sense. As the dirt, the area changes, it builds on top of each other, right? So you could say simply, this piece of evidence is that it's the highest layer. Then in our reasoning, we would combine that stuff and explain it. So I would say something along the lines of, I believe, that's a good way to start a reasoning. I believe that layer A is the most recent to have living organisms because it is the highest layer. That means that's the one that has the most recently added dirt, most recently added rock, and therefore the most recently added fossils. Now, do you have any more evidence to explain there? No? That's a good reason. I've explained how that piece of evidence supports my claim. Everybody follow along with that? Now, as Mr. LeGrand, I expect you guys to be able to craft together a reasoning just like Mr. LeGrand does. No. How many times do you think Mr. LeGrand has done something similar to this? Lots and lots and lots and lots of times, right? I've done this for my own research. I've done this for research and development. I've done this a billion times throughout college. I did this in high school. You guys are going to get better at this, but you have to do it on your own. Now, my original plan was for us to break off like 10-minute chunks, get like 2 parts of it done, come back, talk about it. But since I'm not feeling great still, we're just going to power through the rest of the hour working on these CERs. You can still come talk to me, but I'm going to plan on talking about this with you guys Friday when I get back. As a heads up, I will not be here tomorrow. Okay? Not because I'm sick right now, because I have a thing over in the middle school I have to do. Okay? That being said, you'll have a sub. You'll probably have a big study guide to work on. As well as if you don't finish this today, you have that to work on. With that being said, I expect you guys to be working on this the rest of the hour, working on it individually. That doesn't mean you can't ask your friend, oh, what evidence do you get for this? But if they give you the evidence, you should either, like, they should give you what they gave, you should give them what you've said, compare it, build on it, put it together, then make your own reasoning. Does that make sense to everybody? Any questions about that? All right. If you want to move around the classroom, you can. I'm not going to let you guys out of the hall because they're recording something over in the STEM room across the hall. So we're going to stay in here, but you can move around the classroom now. Does that make sense? If you have questions, come over and talk to me, but otherwise, good work.
Oh my, ain't no way, bro.
Like,
This guy's always.
why is it not blocked? You can totally just go live on your
Bro,
phone.
how are you always finding a way to go live?
Look. That's so crazy.
How do you always find a way to do that?
Yeah, you can see.
Where in the world did Riley go? She dipped.
You just come up there and you want to-
She gone. Godzilla sides monster.
I was trying to copy it. Remember he was
It's obvious.